Okay, people, we're just going to get into it. This is the Guyot pruning style for cane pruning. Now these all down here are table grapes. I have 7 different varieties. All of them can be pruned as cane style pruning. Just so you know what varieties I have. 2 red flame seedless that are here and there. I have 2 Thompson Seedless. I have a Thomcord, a ruby grape, flame tokay, black monduka, and last but not least, a harmony grape. This harmony grape, it's been here for a couple of years, but it has had issues. A gopher has come in almost every single year and eaten it, so it started over. This growth that is right here, I've already pruned it, but that is last year's growth. And I'm gonna prune all the other trees basically the same exact way. I've already pruned this one. I left one coming off to the side here, and I have this one coming up, and if I get a spur that will come off to the side there, I'm gonna make it go that way. Same with this flame. With the flame it comes up and off, and I have a second portion that comes off the side there, because this will be my bifurcation, where it will go down the line and then come up and drape over. So since I'm here, this is the ruby. It was very vigorous last year. Look at that growth. And you gotta tame the frenzy. So you don't wanna have all this growth. Look at how thick that guy is. Dude, it's crazy amazing. So I'm gonna find a location where it comes up. If you look down right here, it comes up at an angle, not straight up. I was trying to train them to go directly up, but you know, you only have so much time for things. And it'll come up here, and I want it to bifurcate up here. I might leave one down below there on that line, but mostly that line is for training purposes. Okay, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Basically, for this pruning style, you let the main growth, main trunk come up here, and then you pick 4 canes that will come off of this main growth. And the 4 canes, you want to have 2 that have 10 buds. 10 buds on one side, 10 buds on the other side. They'll go in 2 different directions. And then the 2 other canes are going to have 2 buds. That will produce cane growth for next year with the 2 little buds. And then the long ones that have 10 buds on them are going to be producing fruit and growth this year. So keep it very simple. 2 short ones, 2 long ones. Each one goes in a different direction. Pretty simple stuff. All right, let's get to pruning then. So I'll remove this. I have to determine which one comes up the highest here. And there is one that's off to the side here. I'm just going to remove that. And it looks like this one right here comes up the highest, but this one has more divisions. So I'm going to cut off this one right here. All right, so now we're left with these 3. Usually you want to have something that is pencil thick. This is actually coming from a different guy altogether, so let's just remove that out of the way. And if we come up here, there's a bifurcation there. I want to use one of these as my top section. So I'll cut off this guy. And this one is coming off to the right. You know what? I'm gonna leave this on, but just trim it short. So I'm gonna count this as one of my 10. So if we go here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least that'll get me some fruit this year. And you want to cut off most of the other stuff. Here's going to be my new set for fruit, so I'm going to trim off that. And then I'll use this one right here as my other one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cut that off, and I will trim it off to 2 right here, if you can see that. So there's my 2. Technically I want to have that down here, but I want to have some fruit this year, so I'm going to just let this grow. So here's one large cane. That's going to be my new growth, and right here is my for next year's growth. This is for this year's growth, and right there is for next year's growth. And once it grows a little bit more, I will probably come in and I'll cut this next year. We'll see. And just let one of these split and go that direction. All right. Now that we have these that are going to be my growing vines, everything else comes off. So I'm going to clear everything else off of the trunk down here. I might be able to cut it with this guy. Oh yeah. Okay, go down to the bottom, make sure that's not new growth. There we go. All right, it's pretty clear now. Then to finish it up in the spring when it starts to grow, I'm just going to remove the new growth off of the trunk and let all the energy come up to the top here. Okay, let's move to the next one. This is the Thomcord. Thomcord bifurcates here, but I want it to be a little bit higher. Seeing that? So there it splits. I want it to be higher. Oh, look at that. There's a splitting action right there. Okay, so I'm going to remove the rest of the stuff and leave this one as my primary that's coming up. All right, so now that it splits here, I'm going to let 2 come off here for my new growth, 2 over here for my new growth, go 10 over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is fine. It's starting to infringe on this other tree, so I'm going to just cut it off there. Okay, that clears out my space. I have this one. I have this one coming over there with 2. I have this one coming over here. There's my 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cut off there and there. And we have to trim off these little secondary growth. All right, now we're going to clean up the rest of this stuff down here. Oh, I didn't even know I had grapes this last year from this guy. Nice. All right, this needs to come off. And this one also needs to come off. I don't want all that growth. If I get new growth coming on down here, then I'll let it grow, but right now I don't want it, so. Okay, now we just clean up the rest of this trunk. Done. Look at that. Just a couple. That's all you need. This will grow like the dickens when I'm done. So I'm going to clear out the rest of this remnant of a vine. All right, here's a Thompson Seedless. There's some buds that are coming off to the side there, and maybe there. And there. So let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll clear that off. I'll let that stay, and now we just clear off the rest of it. Okay, here's another Thompson Seedless, and you can see down here that there's a lot of new growth that was down there. It was just sprouting like the dickens. I was trying to stay on top of it to not let it grow a lot, but I obviously lost it. Again, here's the dead vine from it, and here's the living vine. You can tell by the color difference. This is coming off to the right, so I'm just gonna go 10 buds. 10. That's good. That was dead anyways. And leave 2 here and go 10 this way. Okay, there we have it. Then I'll come down here and clean these all off. Remember going down the trunk here. And I think I might want to leave one of these just for kicks and giggles. Let's go with this one. Actually looks healthier, even though it's not up there much, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remove this guy. All right, and now we come down here and we're gonna remove the rest of this stuff. So this one this one right here is what we're gonna leave. Everything else has got to go, except for this one. This one is supporting it. Here, I come up a little bit, and I'll let some fruit come off of that. So here, because I want to have some fruit this year, I'm going to have these 2 coming off and those 2 coming off. This one just has one that's coming up. It will grow out and make more cane for next time. All right, let's move to the red flame right here. This whitish grayish color is actually the dead vine, and this part here is the living vine. So I'm gonna use this where it splits right here. That will be 1 run. I'm gonna just keep it a little bit shorter, and then the second run will be over here. But I'm gonna leave these little tendricles on to support it. And come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't want it to go too far over there, so I'm gonna clean it up there and there. All right, so this one will be new growth, and this one, somewhere along that line, I'll have new growth. Even if I just have 1 shoot, that's totally fine. I'm gonna clear off the rest of these dead guys because, I mean, yes, they are supporting it. I'll leave one that's supporting it, this one. The others need to go. That's on there actually really good. All right, and then down here, I need to clean up everything else. The new one is wrapping around here, so I don't want to cut that off, but I do want to cut this off and down below here. And then down here, I have a couple of other ones that are just growing. All right, we're clear there. Nope, one more. Okay, now last one. This one is also a red flame. This one is really zigzaggy. If you look down here, it comes out and then up, which is fine. I just have to prune everything else out. All right, so let's come to the top here and see where we have a division. Right here's a good division, and that seems to be high enough. Actually, I like this division more, down below, down here. So I'm gonna, that one is basically toast anyways. Leave one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cut that off. I'll leave a bud on that edge there. I'm gonna remove this one here because it is not on the right one that I want. And this one that is coming down here, I'll actually just remove a couple of them. Let that fruit at the bottom. This has got to go. This has got to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That has got to go. This isn't really being supported by anything. So I'm going to remove this branch just to clean it up a little bit. Just to hold it in place. All right, let's clean up the rest of this. This is good, I'm going to leave it. This is dead, I'm going to remove it. This is an offshoot, that is an offshoot, that is an offshoot, that is an offshoot. All these little shoots, shoot. There's another one. And I'm just gonna come down here. And also down here. So I'll leave this coming off just for this season. This coming off for this season. I'm just gonna shorten it. So there we have it. Okay, now looking from this angle, it looks like I have hardly any grapevines, but these things are gonna come back with extreme prejudice to producing lots of fruit, and I'm kind of excited about that. All right, I hope that this video was informative to kind of show you how to prune it. This is after first year. Almost all of these are basically first year growth because they all got killed in either the freezing or by a gopher. And training these to go up a little bit and then to split at the top next year. I will be pruning all of them except for what is at the top. I might have a couple that are underneath to produce some fruit under there, but I think I want to alternate it between having this producing some fruit underneath, this one not, this one producing fruit underneath. But it also depends on the variety. I don't know which variety I like the most, so how am I going to decide which one I want to grow with the most? This pruning style really did work out well. We did get a late freeze, and then we had an ultra hot 3 weeks with no rain during the summer, and it kind of burnt my grapevines. So here, if you look at the grapes, they technically should be ripe now, but they're not. They were just shriveling up, turning into raisins, which is fine. So the point is, when pruning and to get good growth for the pruning, you can see here is the old This is the red flame grape. Here's the old and then new growth that came across the side. Also new growth, new growth. Here's the other red flame that I had here, and new growth, new growth. I'm gonna go wide angle so we can see this better. So good growth on those, the Thompson Seedless. Good growth on the Thompson Seedless, but I didn't get very much fruit. Oh, hey, look, there's some fruit. Let's try this out. Oh, hot diggity. Woo, that is so good. All right, that worked out great. Wow. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, I'm gonna eat some more. But Thompson Seedless, red flame. Oh, very sweet. Good heavens. Because of the late freeze, I got really late growth on the Thompson Seedless and the red flame, which is probably why they weren't ripe very much. But the one that grew really good, this one. This is the Thomcord. You can see right here in the middle, look at where it came off. And all of these growth nodes that came off to the side. Man, so good. I got 3 gallons, maybe 4 gallons worth of fruit juice from the Thomcord, which this guy grows a ton. I don't know why it grew so well versus the others. It was the first to grow, first to fruit, first to produce really good ripe fruit. This next one here is the Ruby. Didn't get much growth on it. Ooh, we got some skeletonizers. That's not good. And then some beetles that have been eating. I like to come in here every once in a while and just squish them if I can find them. Sometimes they're hard to find and you can't see them, but Ruby grape, very late growth. You can see right here, this is all new growth. And it comes up through the top and creates a canopy at the top. So next year, I'll be able to get some fruit from the Ruby. Here's the flame Tokay. And if we go in here, look at what happened. Some of these grapes are just rotting on here. I've thinned them out and they're just not ripening. I wonder if it's from the heat. I don't know, the chickens will like it. And this is supposed to be a red grape. Look at the size of that. I mean, that's a pretty good sized grape for being green and not red. Let's try it out. Not sweet. Ooh, very tart. Blah, blah. Not very good. Oh my goodness. Okay, so next year I'll get some. Very little growth on this flame Tokay. This is where I pruned. Didn't get any growth. Had to have growth from all the way down at the bottom to come up through the top. So must have died somewhere along the line, but it's a good start for next year. Here's the Black Maduka, and this thing produced some of my favorite tasting grapes. Very sweet. Not too much. I think there is a seed in some of them, not in all of them. Just trying to find, can't see it because the leaf was in the way. Pretty small grapes, but it's a crisp grape, very sweet. Not a ton of flavor, but very good at grape. I like it. I like it a lot. And if we move over to here, this one is the Harmony grape. Not much growth. This is it. That's all I got. No fruit. Just a little bit of growth. I planted another Harmony grape over here, which is a local variety. They didn't know what variety it actually was, so they just called it the Harmony grape. And then there is the razzmatazz grapevine. That has died and regrown. This is its 3rd year, no fruit from it. Oh, really? So I wouldn't recommend the razzmatazz, at least in the St. George area. So in terms of pruning, that's how it's working out. Seemed to work out pretty good. I think I'll have a better chance of getting everything this next year. But the weather has been awfully weird for the past couple of years. This is the first year I've actually gotten grapes, even after all the good pruning and stuff. Late frosts give issues. So I hope this update helps you understand the growth habits and what things will look like when you prune them correctly and when nature helps you out. If nature doesn't help you and wants to destroy you, then that's also another option. So hope this was beneficial. Have an enjoyable day.